Hi, it's Stuart Sutton, Real Estate by Stuart. Hope you're having a great day. I'm chuckling a little bit as I start this because this is my second time to do this video. The first time I did it, I put it up and realized that I had a big splotch right here on my chin. I think it might have been for breakfast, I'm not sure. But anyway, you get to watch a splotchless chin video now. I'm going to tell you two quick stories. One, I went out to a neighborhood, beautiful neighborhood. As a matter of fact, one of those that a lot of people really look for, hoping that they can move there someday. Not many homes sell there. But the home that I went to told another story. I was taken aback. It was very poorly maintained. All the flooring was pretty well ruined. The appliances hardly worked. They were very, very poorly maintained, very dirty. The countertops were way out of date. The walls were marred. The trim was in disrepair. There really wasn't anything about the house that did need to be completely redone. So the valuation on paper that I had come with certainly did not apply. Now, I don't ever go to a home with a preconceived notion of value. I always go to the home and then adapt to what the home says compared to the sold comparables. Another quick story. Went out to a home, lovely neighborhood, not quite up to the par of the one I just mentioned, but this home, as I drove up, had a stained, sealed driveway. It had gorgeous landscape, a water feature in the front landscape, not a blade out of place on any of those hedges or bushes. Beautiful lawn. As I went through the house, not just incredible upgrades that were really super expensive, just incredibly well appointed and maintained. Hand rubbed wood center island kitchen with very tasteful counters, granite counters on the rest, beaded pine ceilings on the patio. It was just a cut above even the other homes in the neighborhood. So on paper, it didn't really match up to what I was seeing. The reason I'm telling you this is because we're going to talk about data-driven analysis. Let me show you what I mean. So here we go. We're going to talk about data-driven analysis. I've talked about the two homes and the variables that affected the value of those homes. When somebody typically thinks about selling the home, they'll go take a look at Zillow or even the assessor's office, or maybe rely on an appraisal they've had. What those are called are data-driven analysis. What's a data-driven analysis? Well, it goes purely on data. There's no subjectivity. When I walked through the home that was in very poor condition, total disrepair, there's some subjectivity toward looking at that home. Same with the other one. But data-driven analysis take into consideration the data, size, location, age, beds, bath, garages, the size of the lot, etc. They can't take subjective issues into account when they come up with a value. Just can't happen. When's the last time somebody from Zillow called and said, "I'd like to come see your home so that we can get an accurate valuation"? Obviously, that doesn't happen. Same thing with the tax assessor's office. No one from the tax assessor has ever come over to take a look at your house and make notes, etc. Now, the first house that I talked about was probably being overtaxed because the valuation was probably much higher than what the house was really worth. The second was probably being undertaxed because the house was worth more than what the tax record probably showed. Data-driven analysis, even though they're more accurate than they've ever been, simply are not in line with what the current market is in most situations. Now you ask, what about an appraisal? Well, an appraiser does have an advantage in that he goes to see the subject. But I was an appraiser, and I have the utmost respect for appraisers. And I will tell you that appraisers are objective. There might be some subjectivity here and there, but it's mainly objective. I'll give you an example. I've seen appraisers give $30,000 value to a swimming pool that costs $60,000 to install. I've also seen appraisers give $30,000 value to a pool that cost $125,000 to install. Those are two very different pools, both visually and financially. So they don't have the same value, and they don't add the same value to the property for buyers who are looking at it. I hope that makes sense. So even though they go to the house, and even though the seller of the home knows they're not going to get all the money back for those incredible improvements they made, no way that Zillow or the tax assessor or the appraiser is going to take into account that incredible extensive landscape, that beautiful water feature in the front yard. They're not going to take into account the upgraded appliance package, an appliance package that may have cost $20,000 instead of $6,000. The quality of the windows, Pella windows versus typical double pane, a hand-rubbed wood island surrounded with other counters, beautiful upgraded 7-level granite countertops. They're not going to take all that into consideration. And that stained and sealed garage floor and driveway. They just aren't going to take all those into consideration. So these data-driven sources for valuations just simply aren't as accurate as a real estate broker or agent will be. See, a real estate agent or broker is going to come over and they're going to give you the most current data. They're going to give you information that's happening right now in the marketplace and take that into consideration. They're going to use sold comparables that are facts. Now, there's one set of facts, multiple opinions, but that set of facts is going to give you a guide as to where you should price your home when you sell. And that's what a real estate broker or agent is doing, is giving you a value range for where to price your home to sell. Zillow's not doing that. The assessor's not doing that. The appraiser's not doing that. Only a real estate broker or agent will be actually placing you and positioning you on the market to sell your home. And they don't use active homes. I can't tell you how many times someone has said, well, that home over there is on the market for this, so we should be too. Well, that home hadn't sold. That home might end up being on the market for 4 months, 6 months, a year. Who knows? It's not proof of what's sold in the market. And what a real estate agent should do is give you proof of what has happened in the marketplace. I hope this is making sense. So don't use data-driven. Don't depend on it. Depend on the facts and figures and information given to you by a real estate professional. And if you come across a real estate professional who doesn't provide that, you might want to think twice about it. So I did put another video up here for you. This is one that really was quite popular, and I really encourage you to watch it. It's a very, very expensive lesson that you want to avoid. I just had another client, truly, 5 figures out of their pocket because they didn't handle this situation properly. Take a look. Hope this video was helpful. Press that like button if you thought so. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. And be sure to watch this next one. It'll save you a lot of money. Remember, it's your choice. Make it a powerful day.